Hello, everyone. Morning. Well, I hope everybody's ready for the snowstorm that's going to happen. The rain and snow later. It's going to happen at 4 o'clock. So, um, if you guys need, your milk and bread, need to go out and get anything, I go out and get it early. I go out and get it this morning because we're gonna have rain and snow later, and it's gonna be pretty bad. It's gonna be pretty bad. It's gonna be slippery outside, so um, I would, so um, get out there today as much as possible because you don't know. You don't know if the markets today are going to be actually crowded. So yeah, it's going to be bad later on today. But I'm glad I'm working until 2. Uh, I saw something online this morning. Actually, yeah, I think it was this morning or yesterday about New York City, about the fraud that's going on with the daycare in New York, adult daycare. So there was a adult daycare center that was open in New York City, and man, uh, it's I believe there was about 8 million or 9 million, $9 million fraud of that daycare center in New York City. I'm telling you, I mean, it's you know this stuff is happening everywhere. You know, now even New York. Now just imagine, you know, the $9 billion daycare center that was, uh, you know, that was a scam. You know what I'm saying? Now it's happening everywhere. You know, um, that's why I said, you know, you know that the FBI, the Attorney General's office, they should be looking into this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad situation. It's sad, but hey, um, I mean, is there anybody doing anything about this? You know what I'm saying? All this fraud and going on from taking money from the taxpayers and everything, and taking money from the taxpayers that put into that that work that put in, and all over the country. I mean, is it fair? Uh, you know that we have to hear that uh, there was 9 billion the $9 billion, $9 million for from the state. You know what I'm saying? You know, the state gives them $9 million, $9 million, and you have. Is it fair to say that you know that when you have daycares open and you have no children in it, you know what I'm saying, and a parent goes over and says, "Oh, well, can I'd like to put my oh no, get out of here." You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the daycare is empty and there's no kids in it. Well, let's say now New York City. It's happening in New York City, but it's happening with the adult daycare in New York City. If you really look at it, so now it's happening over there, New York City. Well, since Madani took over mayor of New York City, I don't know if Madani's aware of it, but I think you know now the adult daycare center. Now, since Madani took over, now we have a adult daycare center, a fraudulent adult daycare center too. with nobody in it. I believe I sent it. Well, if you look up on my Facebook page, it's in the New York Times. So it's basically there in the New York Times. And if you really look at it, it's a sad situation, but I just don't know what to say about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, fraud everywhere. Okay, now even adult daycare, believe it or not. Yeah, it's this is something. Um, this is something that you know that's gonna actually continue. Okay, continue, right? If the FBI or the Attorney General don't do nothing about it, you know what I'm saying? Do something about it. You know, we have to do something about this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, the Attorney General's got to look into this. You know what I'm saying? The right Attorney General has to look into all of this. This is a sad situation. Okay, you know, I mean, when you use taxpayers' money, you know, you're using taxpayers' money, and that's why we have problems in this country. Okay, because of all the fraud going on, especially Minnesota. Minnesota, now we got Minnesota. There's problems going on over there in Minnesota. Well, Tampon Walsh, he's, you know, I believe he stepped up. Well, Tampon Walsh is the problem too. Okay, and I'm glad he resigned because he is a big problem. Okay, he was the Minnesota governor. He was he is a big problem. Okay, and I'm glad that he resigned and and not you know you know but and not deal with the problem. You know what I'm saying? So now we have the Insurrection Act. Okay, that's gonna be invoked. Okay, because of Minnesota's getting that bad. Okay, Minnesota's getting that bad. Now you got the people in Minnesota. Okay, attacking the ICE agents. Okay, and where the ICE agents are not, they can't do their job if they're being attacked. Okay, you know. So I mean, the ICE agents are the federal agents are there for one reason. Okay, for the illegal aliens. Okay, that's why they're there. Okay, they're there to clean up. And you know something? And my opinion, I don't think the people of Minnesota should be getting involved. Okay, I think they should just stay out of it. Okay, and let the ICE agents do what they have to do. You know, I look at it this way. Okay, if I saw ICE agents here in Massachusetts, over here in my city, I'm gonna let them do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go out there and protest against them. I'm not gonna go out there and and fight with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let the agents do what they have to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, they have a job, okay? They have a job to do, and the people in Minnesota gotta let them do their job. You know what I'm saying? Let them do their job. I mean, they, you know, they have names. They have names. They have names of who they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? They have their names. They have their addresses. Um, they basically have everything. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so I mean, if the ICE agents are not bothering the rest of the people of Minnesota, if the ICE agents are not bothering the rest of the people of Minnesota, I mean, they should. They should just, you know, um, stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from them. What is basically the point? You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, even going after them. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm gonna tell you something about ICE agents, and I've already done my research on them. They're not gonna back down. They're not gonna back down. They're just gonna come after you. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter if the people of Minnesota goes after them, they're gonna come after you, and they're gonna spray you. They're gonna pepper spray you. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And you know, and if you put your hands on them, they're gonna arrest you. They're gonna arrest you. They'll put you in handcuffs and throw you in a car and take you to jail. You know? You know, I mean, how can they do their job, okay, if you have people in Minnesota going after them? If they were, like I said, if they were here in Massachusetts, I wouldn't even bother. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, okay, well, you know what? You're here doing your job, and that's it. You're here, you're doing your job. I'm not gonna go out there and protest against you. I'm not gonna go out there and cause any chaos. Hey, you got a job to do it. You know what I'm saying? But still, we are gonna hold you accountable. You know, if we are gonna hold you accountable, if we are gonna hold you accountable if anything goes wrong. But like everything else, you know, people just, some people just don't, understand that part. You know what I'm saying? You know, my bus is coming. Uh, so, but some people just don't understand that part. But we will actually talk about this uh, tonight at 6:30 to 9. And we'll also talk about the daycare in New York City too, the adult daycare too. So, um, and plus a lot more that we got to talk about. So take care, everybody. Have a great day, and see you tonight at 6:30 to 9 o'clock.